boatloads of cash, fancy cars, fame, champagne and balloon celebrations. This is the destiny of the projector when it comes to success, isn't it? Or are those just conditioned ideas of what success is? What does it mean to have projector success? I wonder who that is. Oh, hey there, Projector. Welcome to the Projector playlist, where we are exploring every important keynote of what it means to be a projector from the viewpoint of 5 human design experts who are projectors who've been in the experiment of human design for many years. What they're sharing with you is absolute gold. The keys to decoding, wait for the invitation, having an absorbing, penetrating aura, what it means to truly be recognized, success and bitterness, how to create and operate a successful business, avoiding burnout as a non-sacral being. In today's video, we are exploring projector success. All right, so let's get into today's video. Welcome. In today's video, we're going to unpack this keynote of success and what it really means from the experience of several projectors. If we haven't met, I'm Karen McMullen, the Human Design channel. I'm a manifesting generator with a great appreciation for projectors and a desire to help projectors really value themselves and understand their design. Let's start by hearing from Pilar Lesko about what success means to her and how she unpacked that for herself.
Success was not the thing I ever centered or sought. What has always been centered for me is being on my path and being as much of myself as I can be, being as embodied in myself as I can be, and being on my unique path. That was a commitment I had long before I got online. If I were to say like fully committed to that, probably like 7 years before my business birthed. And I always tell people my business birthed through that commitment because it was part of the path, not because I wanted a business or wanted to be a successful online business owner.
So often I feel like what's missing for projectors is just really being their frequency, like being in their frequency, and then just that's the lighthouse. That's the whole.
I'm oversimplifying it because being on your path and being committed to becoming more of who you are and embodying who you are, and through that being clear and grounded and authentic, these aren't light switches. Like, these are lifelong devotions that I believe, and I'm not the first one to discover this. This has been written and explained by masters and prophets and sages throughout time, that the outer fruits that so many of us want, like money and success and influence and recognition, they birth from that place. Something that I know really gets people is this idea that they're not successful until they make X amount of money, or they have X amount of followers, or they've reached this certain level of influence and recognition. But I see those as huge traps, because I see people all the time diminishing where they're at because they haven't reached a certain level. Or another one is, I see people all the time actually leaving their path to try to get those things quicker, because that's always an option. You can always opt out of your path and just go for the dangly carrots. And for a lot of people it works. But for me, starting point, that was never what was centered. And if I'm being totally transparent, as that has come, I have had to do a lot of check-ins around where my commitments are and where my path is going. Because one of the last things I would want is to be swayed by external success and have that take me in a direction I'm not supposed to go.
That's so cool. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's such a perfect answer. Thank you so much. That's going to be really, really helpful for a lot of people. It really is.
Yeah.
What I love about this clip is the final moment where I'm taking in what she shared and there's just silence because I have no words. I feel the fullness of what she's sharing. I'm receiving it in this penetrating way, and I'm just very grateful. And I'm acknowledging her very authentically the impact and the way that her words have been fully received. And I'm really taking the moment to recognize and appreciate. And I love also how she's taking that in, and she's just also acknowledging the interaction from a place of regal knowing. That moment to me is exactly a showing versus a telling of what it means to have success.
To me, success feels like coming home for Projector, because it's like the outside actually sees what I have to offer, which is literally what I'm here for. And it's like, yeah, yes. And so, with that definition, now I can like sort of keep going with, well, what's all the baggage and the programming that we have around success? Because most people hear the word success and it's like fame, money, status, right? And those things are all really nice and they could legitimately be part of your definition of success. But if we think about just like, again, the essence of human design, these are all frequencies. Like the frequency of satisfaction has nothing to do with how much money you make. Satisfaction for a sacral is like, I built this IKEA chair and I feel really good about it. And so success for a projector can be, I had a conversation with my friend and like they cried because I said something that hit and it got to them, right? Projectors, we have penetrating auras. Like my monopole like got in there and they get it now. Maybe they knew it for like 5 years, but now they get it. Don't try to force your guidance on others. To the best that you can, practice patience with the invitation, and like this, whatever success you get, it'll be there or not, but it's inevitable. Like you can't squeeze it and make it happen faster. You can't avoid the bitterness, right? If you feel bitterness, you didn't make a mistake, I promise.
Many of the projectors have expressed that for them, success is really about alignment with who they really are, their truth, their authenticity, their core frequency, their essence, honoring their wants and needs, and that success really arises out of this alignment. All of that is pointing to the idea that success is really an inside job and not at all about the external factors, and that the external factors are just a byproduct of the inside job of success. Many of the projectors are also emphasizing that success is on your terms. Success is for you to define, and that it's really important that you decide what is success for you.
For me, success has always been, especially when I understood that I was a projector, success has always been freedom. And it's always been choice. And it's always been on my terms. And understanding how everything else fits in with that, right? Understanding money, understanding luxury, understanding time with my kids and lifestyle. It's like success is freedom for me. And freedom is under all of those other subcategories, falls under freedom. So when I look at growing my success, when I look at growing, what it means to be successful for me, it means growing freedom. It means growing my choice. It means growing how I want to be living and operating. And again, that gets to go into subcategories of work and support, and home life work and support, and more opportunities to take my kids with me while I work. It's always changing, but that baseline of freedom with success always is side by side. And I think a lot of projectors, when they come into human design and really understand and finally are validated in the desire to be seen and heard and understood, it's this success comes with that because you get to be seen and heard. But I think the being seen and heard on your terms and the way that you want to do it is the most difficult for
projectors to actually embody, right? I could go up there and I could be seen and I could be heard for anything and everything, you know, but ultimately it wouldn't be that same sense of success for you until you're fully seen with your passions, your gifts, your desires, your wants in the way and the vision and the image that you see.
Because bitterness to me is like a total out of alignment place. I think success, it's being in a place of kind of your own, not just alignment, but in real connection. So however you get to that place of, first and foremost, I think honoring who you are. For me, success starts with that.
It was me getting even more clear in my energy and my autonomy when it came to my gifts. And I would even say the sacredness of my gifts and of that exchange that I'm sure were the seeds that eventually manifested into things like certain people vibrating out of my life, other people coming in, my company, like my business appearing. I took ownership of myself and my path first and took complete responsibility over how I was running my energy. And that eventually created space for me to use my gifts in a way where, or the times I'm using them the most are, there's a couple contingencies. The person completely wants them and is like totally invested. And then I want to give them and want to offer that exchange. And that is when I experience like the success feeling. It completely comes from that. When I get to use my gifts and somebody gets to receive and there's like this harmonious exchange, I feel a success that has like nothing to do with material gain. It's like an energetic success.
At the core of it, what is success to me is being surrounded by people who see me, support me, respect me, understand me, and hold me as I am for who I am, and just want me to be nothing else but myself. Making money, having material success is a byproduct of surrounding myself with the correct people in the aligned environment for me, whether it be a romantic relationship or a friendship or a business partnership or a family, you know, someone in my family. I have just become really, really picky about who I spend my time with. We've always heard that phrase, right? Like you're most like the 6 people that you surround yourself with. As a projector, take that one to your grave. Like that is of the utmost importance to surround yourself with people who see you. And the more I weeded out the people who I didn't feel seen by and spent more time around the people who I did, the clearer I got on who I was and how I could show up in the world. That's like the number one piece of advice that I would give to any new projector is just find your people, find your people, find your people.
Yes. Thank you. Success for me, I would say, starts with kind of how I start my morning. There are times when I need to remind myself of my own value, of who I am, the difference I make in the world. I think when I'm in that place of meditation, I honor myself as this divine being, somebody who carries this frequency that's individual to me. Then that's already a start of that. That's like kind of, I'm already in that frequency of success for myself. I'm not looking for something outside of me. I'm looking inside and I am in connection with who I am in this world, how I show up. Then from there, I find that other people relate to me the same way. They relate to me like I am a successful human being. When I talk about my business or when I share my business or when I'm with clients, I'm sharing from that place of not needing anything from them, but being of value and a success already in the world. So I'm showing up as a full, complete human being. I'm not looking for anything else to fulfill me, to complete me, to add to me. I find that I am then giving of myself a lot more freely without any expectations. But then when I don't feel like giving, I don't give at all. So it's this freedom that success gives us to show up who we are, but also to share as who we are and not share as well. But I think every projector needs to define for themselves what success is. We all have a very different background. I mean, I originally am from Russia. For me, I grew up where, you know, I was always thinking of collective. I was always thinking of what others think of me, how my life impacts others, and that what the collective wanted was more important. That's how we were raised. And now I've shifted back that in the end of the day, if I'm myself not fulfilled, not happy, then my family is not happy, my clients are not happy. So we all have to start with ourselves. But when we define our own success as projectors, I think the world will not be able to condition us the same way as they are right now. When you have very clear understanding what makes you happy, what makes you successful as a projector, I think you can have a much more fulfilled sense of being. There's no defined success for any of us. I think it's very individual and very unique.
Success is sweet for the projector. It comes with this sweetness and this feeling of success and a felt sense in your body. I'd love to know how you experience success for yourself and how you view it. So let us know in the comments below. Now, of course, everything in human design is a duality. So although the keynote and signature of the projector is success, the opposite end of the spectrum is bitterness. And both of them are signposts for the projector that are meant to guide them. And so in our next video, we are going to be exploring bitterness and how important it is for you to really understand how this shows up for you so that you can stay on track. So I will link that here as soon as it's ready. And I'll also put the link to my readings here in case you would love my intuitive insight about the energetic signature of your essential self and how it wants to come into form in your unique way. See you in the next video. Mwah!